Elijah went up to heaven in a fiery chariot, right? Well, I've just been reading something that gives me reason to stop and think about that. It's the actual account in 2 Kings chapter 2 verse 11, the only place in all the Bible where it's referenced. Listen to what it has to say. And it came to pass, as they still went on, that's Elisha and Elijah, they're walking together. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. In other words, it drove right between the two of them. Listen to this. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. He didn't go up in a chariot of fire. Doesn't say the chariot stopped and let Elijah get on board. Doesn't even say the chariot of fire and the horses, the fiery horses, went up with him. It just says, and Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. Why do we think he went up in a chariot of fire? Well, mostly because of art. Art? Yes, because there have been so many wonderful depictions, paintings of Elijah going up to heaven in this amazing chariot of fire. For example, Peter Potter was a 16th century Dutch painter. He was a good one, and he has a wonderful depiction of that. And so these impressions have left within our thinking an imagery that, while it's wonderful, is not totally biblical. Now, the other is because we've always been taught that, or we've always taught that ourselves. Or we really didn't stop to think enough about, perhaps, going back to the source document and reading it very carefully. Now, this points out something very important. What we have taught, what we've learned, what we believe about the scriptures may be 100% true, but it not necessarily is always true, and it may not be true at all. It may be that we've just carried with us an impression of what we believe it says. This is why we should study to show ourselves approved unto God, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So, just so we're absolutely sure, and that Berean principle, we're going to read it again. 2 Kings chapter 2, verse 11. And it came to pass, as they still went on and talked, that behold, there appeared a chariot of fire and horses of fire, and parted them both asunder. And Elijah went up by a whirlwind into heaven. So there you have it. He went up by a whirlwind.